Following the events of the Avengers tie-in, the Galactic Alliance is regrouping after its defeat at the Corridor. However, a group of 4 builder ships follow a fleeing Allied vessel to the rendezvous point, forcing the already disheartened and shattered Allied forces to either flee or fight. After a rousing speech by Gladiator, the heroes stand their ground and triumph. But the builders don't go down easy. An ex-Nihili and an Aleph flee to an agricultural world nearby, and by committing suicide, the ex-Nihili named Jaren Ko unleashes a fast-acting plague that will kill all life on the planet. The heroes act quickly to save as many innocents as possible, but it's not nearly enough. The war has taken another planet. Meanwhile, back on Earth, a strike force disables the Sword Satellite Peak's targeting systems, allowing Thanos' armies to arrive. They begin subjugating the world as told in the new Avengers tie-in. Corvus Glaive, one of Thanos' generals, arrives at Attilan with a message for Black Bolt. The Mad Titan seeks tribute, the head of every Inhuman between the age of 16 and 22. Black Bolt has one day to respond to Thanos' demand, and so he convenes the Illuminati within a new pocket dimension his brother Maximus discovered. Here, Black Bolt can talk, and as Maximus secretly watches, Black Bolt explains to the Illuminati what Thanos is really after. Thanos has a son.
So Thanos is asking for a tribute from the Inhumans because he wants his son, according to Black Bolt. I think the only 2 Inhuman children I can really think of would be Luna, who is Quicksilver and Crystal's daughter, and then Ahura, who's apparently Black Bolt and Medusa's son.
Either way, I think the tribute makes a lot more sense now. He's trying to just hunt down his son, and he's been going across the galaxy, killing all these young people just to kill his son.
I think this would also be a great point for the Guardians of the Galaxy to step in, since Gamora is obviously the daughter of
Yeah,
Thanos
maybe
as
she'll
well.
feel some familial connection to the brother in some way. What I'm interested in is how this relates to what's happening in New Avengers. At the end of the tie-in issue last week,
Maximus seems to indicate there's more to these incursions.
he says it's time. Time for secrets to be revealed to your secret society, and time to let them know why all of this is happening. It's time to use the machine.
I don't know if that necessarily means the Inhumans are completely behind the incursions. It sort of seems to indicate that. But it may also be that he just has like a really good plan to combat them.
He could just be referring to Thanos' arrival. There's a lot of implications, but the Inhumans do seem to be at the center of everything.
I'm still a little bit unclear what Thanos' end goal is. Obviously, he says he wants the time gem, and he wants a son, but I'm wondering if there might be something more. Even in Guardians of the Galaxy, he said Earth needs to be punished. That's what he told Peter Quill. So, I think there's a lot more yet to be revealed.
Earth does seem to be receiving some punishment in that most of the Earth seems in terrible condition. They say the Jean Grey School has fallen. Atlantis is now basically run by Midnight Proxima. Though, if you read New Avengers last week, you know that Namor only agreed to become subservient because he wanted her to attack Wakanda.
Just classic Namor being a dick. Even in this issue, when the Illuminati met, Namor just seemed super cool, even though he had just, like, knifed Black Panther in the back.
But, to his credit, you know, Black Panther and his people attacked first, so this is war.
Black Bolt also had an interesting line when he gave all the Illuminati information about his ancestral history, and he says the answers you seek will be in there. So maybe like Reed Richards and Tony Stark will pour through that data and figure out who's the son of Thanos, or maybe some other even darker secret.
I think what is possible is that there's some ancient connection between Titan and the Inhumans, because we know the Inhumans have been around for a very, very long time, and the Titans were obviously basically immortal before Thanos
Killed them all.
Yeah.
That could definitely be the case. That'd be actually really cool. The Kree are the ones who supposedly created the Inhumans, but who's to say Titan didn't have some hand in it? If we shift over to the other storyline of this issue, though, we get to see a little bit more of the Avengers who are out in space with the Galactic Alliance, and they get their first victory, but it's actually pretty bittersweet.
Well, their victory is against 4 ships, which I didn't think was that impressive. Even though it was really cool seeing Gladiator take control and lead, the Shi'ar into battle.
I just thought it was kind of crazy how Aleph and the other gardener basically decided they'll sacrifice themselves and just raise an entire world. It was just so sad, though, because You know, obviously the Alliance couldn't save anybody on the planet, so there'd be like mothers like handing up their children to save them. Well, they had to wait and die.
It just makes the Galactic Alliance role in this space war that much more important because they have to not only protect their own Earth, they have to look out for all these other helpless planets, essentially, that are just going to fall to the Builder one after the other.
But as we say in like every single Infinity review we do, this is very much a space opera. And Hickman just keeps building that idea. And that's what I really like about the series.
It does have a very big scope. But which side of the storyline are you enjoying more? The Earth side or the space side?
I'm personally enjoying them both. But if I had to choose, I guess I'd go with the space side. For now, though.
I'd have to agree with you because I think the Earth side storyline hasn't developed too much. Now that we have the reveal of Thanos' son, I think that storyline is going to progress a little more quickly than the space side for a while. But overall, still pretty good, both sides.
As a grade, though, for Infinity #2, what would you give it?
I'm going to give this issue a 3.5 out of 5. One thing I really liked was how the recaps were handled. The Avengers and New Avengers storyline seemed to be very integral to the overall story of the entire event, and Hickman handles the recaps in basically a page and does it very succinctly.
I'm going to give this issue a 4 out of 5. The Thanos son storyline really has me intrigued, and I can't wait for the next issue.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics review of Infinity Part 2. Before we go, we have a question for you.
We talked about it a little bit in our review and gave our own answers, but we want to know from you guys, which storyline are you liking more, the space or the Earth side?
Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up.